Okay, we're here at the 18th of May. Um, I think this is the last one I'm going to grade, but I am not sure because there seems to be how can I put this, some things that maybe aren't that arrive at the last minute, and it's nobody's fault. It's just everybody's finding their way through this. But today we're going to talk about one-step inequalities and show how to graph them. And guys, this one's going to be a piece of cake. I'm going to grade this one. Okay. To be graded. And there's only two things you've got to remember. If it's less than or equal to, or that's greater than or equal to, or less than and equal to, you're going to put a solid dot, okay, because it's got the equal sign. If it's just greater than or less than, then we're going to use a circle. So let's kind of talk our way through the first four of these, and I'll leave the last four. I am going to, we'll do it that way. I'm going to have it to where you can make a copy of this and then send it back as opposed to using the other system. So let's see what we got to do. We've got an inequality that says it's equal to x minus 1 is greater than or equal to minus 17. Well, the way we would solve this with an inequality is we would want to get our numbers on one side and our variable on the other, and we're going to do just that. We're going to add 1 to this side and add 1 to this side. So we end up with x is greater than or equal to minus 16, because minus 17 plus a 1. So if we come back over this and we find the minus 16, if you'll notice it's got an equal sign, which means we're going to put a dot there, okay? And x has got to be greater than or equal to that, and greater than goes to this direction. And let me just kind of draw it up here. Okay, so everything from minus 16 forever fits our equation here. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. And the guys are all pretty much the same. You want to get the variable on one side and your numbers on the other side. Okay, so we're going to add 8 plus 8 plus 8, and we're left with x is greater than or equal to 15 minus 15. Okay, all right, we got a greater than or equal to. So we're going to look for minus 15, which is right here, and we're going to put a dot there, okay? And since x has got to be greater than that, it's everything this direction, okay? I'm just, spreading the thing out here and taking a look at it, and we'll go from there. All right. Next one, we've got negative 8 is less than or equal to r minus 16. Well, if we add our 16 to each side, a negative 8 plus 16 gives us a positive 8, and that is going to be less than or equal to r, because these two function out. If you want to get technical, you can change this to r is greater than or equal to 8. Okay? You can do it either way you want, but the greater than or equal sign means that we go up here to 8. And R is everything 8 or larger, so it goes this direction. Okay? Can go either direction. And here's an example of one where we've got a less than sign. So we got to remember that we're going to use an open circle, but first we got to solve it. So m minus 16 is less than negative 3. If we add 16 to each side, we end up with these two wipe out, and we're left with m is less than 13, because negative 3 plus a positive 16 is that. So, since it's just the less than sign, we're going to put a circle around 13 here, okay? And everything that's less than 13 is the answer. The key here is 13 is not included when its m is less than 13. 12.99999999 forever is included, but 13 is not included in the set. All right, I'm leaving the last 4 for you guys. Just a little hint. The pattern stays the same. We've got less than or equal to, less than or equal to, less than or equal to, and then a less than. So you got to remember when you're doing these that if it is a greater than or equal or less than or equal, you use a solid dot. If it's a greater than or less than, you use an open dot or a circle. All right, this is the one I'm going to grade. If you have problems with it, give me a call and or send me an email, and we'll get it worked out. Guys, I will be talking to you next week. I know that. It's just a question of what assignment we're going to have. I do know it's only going to be one assignment, and trust me on this, it's not going to be one that anybody should struggle with. So I will leave you with this and be back in a few minutes to, back whenever you log back in, to the other thing we've got.